Hey, good morning. Just listening to a podcast while I was walking around the lake this morning, and James Clear, who's the author of Atomic Habits, which I have not yet read, but I want to, it's on my list, was talking about, when he was being interviewed, just the power habits. And he was talking about his use of the word atomic is all about, the building blocks, like atomic habits. If you want to, really look at people's results, you have to look at their habits, their daily rituals, right? And I've been optimizing them for this over the last decade because, 10 years ago, really just 10 years ago, I was so asleep at the wheel, just going to my job, clocking in, clocking out, so unfulfilled because I had just been kind of ingrained to think that I had to go to school, get a good education so I could get a good job, to get a good income so that I could make money and support my family, when in reality, what my family or my loved ones truly needed had nothing to do with money. And I left them starved, emotionally starved, and I suffered big time for it and learned some very valuable lessons. That being said, his whole idea around the atomic habit is that, like an atom, it's the smallest, one of the smallest things that the rest of life is built upon. And so are our daily habits and our rituals. And if you don't have a clear idea of, the bigger vision of what you're looking to build and get out of life, to just be making money for money's sake is kind of pointless. And that's kind of a scary thought for a lot of us, and I've been there oftentimes, just so focused on financial supply that it can be very blinding, right? And that being said, even with all the income in the world, even with your health, if you don't have relationship abundance, you don't have someone to share with, someone that you're enthusiastic about, someone who brings the very best out in you versus bringing out the very worst in you, like, what's it all about? What's it all for, right? It's all for naught. So, I heard him say, and I wrote it down on Facebook this morning as I'm walking the lake here, is that every action you take is either a vote for or against the person that you want to be and to become. So if I want to become, someone who gives back, someone who's focused on impact versus income, I've got to really get optimized for how I want to live my life. And yet there's a fine balance in that optimization where you can also get lost in the minutia of trying to make everything be perfect, and it can get very, very debilitating in the same kind of flip side of the coin. Just like you could be working out, exercising, I'm crossing the road here, exercising, and too little exercise can take away your freedom, and too much exercise, bodybuilding, being, tied to weighing out every single ounce of food, if that takes away your joy and your freedom, well, that's not very good either. And he talked about habits from that standpoint, which is like, oftentimes people think that habits kind of strip people of freedom. Like, I don't want to give up this thing because I don't want to be too regimented. When he was saying, like, really good, healthy habits promote freedom versus take it away. If you want to be able to eat everything and have absolute abundance there, well, then you're going to lose your physical freedom. You're going to lose your health, right? So, same with spending, same with relationships. You have to have some healthy boundaries, otherwise you're going to lose it all. And it's just not going to be freeing. So for me, it's all about helping men, myself included, because I'm on the journey. Because I feel like we're all peers out there, brothers on a similar path, if this resonates with you. It's all about liberating ourselves from a life of shoulds, or I have to do this, to choosing abundance. And for me, it's like man, having financial independence, having time and energy freedom allows me to live a life of, freedom to work on the very things that I am excited to do. If I'm not excited about doing it, and if I don't have the energy to pursue them, man, then I don't have freedom. So, hope you're having a wonderful Friday. Hope this resonates. Would love to hear from you. Leave a comment, shoot me a DM, and enjoy today. Do something today that's an investment in your future. All right, talk to you.